Finally, the rain has stopped. What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Right now it is 3:26 p.m. and while I was waiting for the rain to stop, I was doing some welding just to kind of refresh myself, since I haven't really done aluminum as of late. But I just did some beads real quick, and again, the rain just stopped. So the rain totally threw off my agenda for today. And what I was gonna do was I was going to tweak the suspension on this car, and I'm not going to get too much into details with it. We'll show you guys when we do it. I don't think I am going to do it today anymore because of how I want to make the video. So we're going to have to wait for a dry day to do the suspension work on that car. So right now, didn't really have anything else planned other than that. So I figured, you know what, since I did get all the materials I needed to do the cut and polish on the CRX here, I figured I'm gonna try one of the fenders. Now white is very forgiving. You can't really see dents, you can't really see a lot of orange peel or anything like that until you're in the shade. And right now we have a little bit of low lighting, so I can't really show you guys this, but there's barely orange peel. I mean, there's probably a little dry spot there, but it's nice and glossy as is. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sand this down with 2000 grit, because I don't want this to be silky glass smooth. I just want it to be a little bit better than what it is, and also help clean out a lot of the impurities in the clear coat. So 2000 grit light sand. It might still have a small little like peel on it, like OEM spec, but not glass. I don't want it to be glass because I don't trust myself with the amount of clear I do on this car. I might burn through with a lower grit, and since I only got 2000 grit anyways, that is what I'm going to use. So I'm going to jump right into it. I got one of the fenders here, the other fender is inside the car. Let me give you guys another look here real quick. You can see all that right there, some of the areas that are dry, and over here nice and glossy. You can see out there to the back. But the goal is to get the whole panel to look glossy like this instead of all dried up like that. So that's why I'm not worried about trying to cut it down to glass. I'm gonna set you guys up right here. I am going to tape off the door just so I don't sand to the door, although we are going to be sanding the door as well. Another part I'm not going to worry too much about is the arch, because of it having two edges, one right here and one on the bottom, and edges are normally thinner than the rest of the panel. So if you sand too much or too heavily, you can peel the paint right off the panel. I'm only worried about the flat spot surfaces. I'm only worried about the areas you see the most, which is the top and this big section. Now this little bottom section right here, you're really not going to see it, especially if the car is lowered. So I'm not going to spend too much time there, but I am going to try to get it nice and flat. I can kind of feel some dirt particles in it, so I'm going to sand this down as well too. Flat block, 2000 grit, water with a little bit of soap. Now I didn't do a lot of research with sanding and stuff, bodywork, primer, clear coat sanding, color sanding. Never did a lot of research. I just knew to sand and get it flat, and then, you know, whatever the process is afterward, whether you're priming, painting, or polishing. You guys let me know in the comments below, which motion am I supposed to be sanding? Now I know with filler I do X patterns. I don't know the right procedure, the right way to sand for certain surfaces, but let me know in the comments below. I just know that the way I've been doing it has worked. Not saying that it is the correct way, but it has worked. It's nice to know that hair that was right there caked in the clear coat is gone. Now as I'm sanding this, I can feel the orange peel, and I'm only sanding this to where the peel is not there anymore and the sandpaper is gliding over the panel. And the rain's back. Now, yesterday had no signs that it was gonna rain today, and you know, me being me, I don't check the forecast, but it's raining all day today. So I just sanded down the fender with 2000 grit all the way, and I kind of chased it a little bit to make sure I got the areas that, you know, that I'm focused on. Like this corner was still a little ripple, so went back with a second pass. Right now this thing feels really smooth. The hair that's still in here, like this one right here, was on here before the clear coat, and that means there's a ton of clear coat over it that I can't dig through to get out. So that one's still there. I don't know what that is. The ones that were here are gone. That's good, but I guess whoever gets this car gets a piece of me too. All right, now that this is nice and dry, I just realized that I spent a little too much time in some areas than the other. Nice and flat right there, a little orange peel right there, nice and flat right here, and I'm probably gonna sand this a little bit more. I got the top taped off, that's still there. Taped this off a little bit, got the engine covered up so the compound doesn't go flying all over the place where it is hard to clean. So right now what I'm about to do is set up my stuff. This is a Makita buffer. I believe it's a Makita, really old Makita, and this is 7-inch electric sander polisher. It does have speed on it right here at the bottom. Now I do have a Chicago electric as well too, and it works perfectly fine, but this was the first one I grabbed out of my cabinet. Now if you guys remember the unboxing video of the compound and pads, we're using some cheaper foam polishing pads from 3M. This is an 8-inch pad, and it's pretty cheap. I'll put the price on the screen right here. All this stuff came from Amazon. I got the 3M compound. We got the number 3. We have the number 2 and the number 1. Now the cool thing is that the cap of these matches the foam pad, so whatever compound you're using, you use the corresponding pad for the compound to work like it should. And we're going to start off with numero 1, which is the white pad. Obviously the foam pad is 8-inch and my Makita buffer is a 7, so it kind of like rolls over at the edge right here, but that's good. So that means this edge is not going to touch the panel and burn into the paint. Let me know in the comments below, how do you guys apply your compound? Do you dab this up right here, or do you guys squiggle it on the panel, or do you dab it up here, squiggle it on the panel with the pad, and then you go from there? This is a rubbing compound number 1. Newer model is the replacement for the model 06085. This is 360/60, and like I said, I'm just going to go ahead and dab it up, give it a few dots on here, not too heavy since the fender is not that big. My technique could be completely wrong, guys. I'm not a professional. I just do what I've picked up, self-taught myself. Well, not self-taught, I just picked up the tool and just kind of went at it. I'm gonna work the compound in. Use a new microfiber without the tag so you don't create scratches. And wow, this thing looks freaking amazing. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Check that out, guys. Check that out. Now obviously you're gonna make more than one pass. Like once you overlook it like what I'm doing right now, you'll notice some areas that you probably missed. I missed this section right here. Granted, it is really close to the hood, but I'm gonna hit that again. And obviously I didn't do the bottom yet, but dang guys, look at this. Holy crap. Here's before, and here's after. Good Lord. So I decided that before I step into the next compound, number 2, I figured I would just do the whole passenger side. Sand everything down 2000 grit, chase it with the number 1 compound, and then once we do that, then we'll step into the next compound, and I guess this video is just going to be the passenger side getting polished out, and we'll show the other stuff in a time lapse at a different time. But I just opened the car cover and I noticed this little inky binky paint chip right here. Not sure how that got there, right? No big deal. I'm not sweating off of it. Maybe I could just dab a little paint, fill it up, and it'll be okay, right? And then I'm looking down here and I'm like, what the fuck? I don't just like my wagon, it sits right here, right? I don't work on the car, I don't touch it, I don't have any reason to do anything on this end of the garage on the wagon because I'm always working on that end. Somehow that car always has new dents every time I take off the car cover. I don't do anything here related to the back half of the car since I'm only focusing on the front. And here we have a gang of paint chips, and I'm not sure how that got there, and I'm pretty upset about it. Sometimes you just can't have nice things. So let's sand it with 2000 grit. So right here I have 1:1 ratio polar white with reducer, and I have a small little brush from Touch Up little canister that I have, and I dabbed up this little chip that's on top. You can't really see it, but it's on the 3rd coat right now, and I did the bottom right here as well too. What I'm going to do is I'm going to let it dry, and then I'm going to sand it down really quickly with 2000 grit, right, this whole section, and then I'm going to dab it again, and I'm going to do the same with the clear coat. Right now it's drying. I mean, it doesn't take long for base coat to dry, but I want to start sanding the door a little bit. So if you look at the door, you can see all the little specks of dirt and stuff that's like in the paint, right here. My sweater, when I leaned over to paint the roof, it got caked up inside the clear coat. I can feel that with my hands, so hopefully it can sand out, but I'm gonna start on the door while, you know, treating those areas real quick. Update. So I just put some clear coat right there. You can see it, it's kind of shiny, and I clear coated this bottom right here as well too. I'm about to sand that in a few, but I hit the whole quarter, the pillar, everything with 2000 grit, and now that it's dry, I can kind of go back and get the areas that are still kind of orange peely right here along this edge. Not much more, but now that I've sanded down, there's a hair right there, there's one right there, there's one right there, and here. But we're making progress, guys. I'm gonna sand out a little bit more, and then we can get into the cutting. Sorry about the lighting right here, it's super dark, and it is gonna get dark here real soon. So I'm gonna go ahead and just knock this out quick and get to the polishing. probably am going to go through this one more time with the first compound, and once we finish the other stages, we'll show you guys in a different camera to give you guys a better quality look, because the GoPro tends to lose quality in the low lighting. But let me know in the comments below, are the other compound necessary, or at least number 2? I don't know which one. I mean, I'll do some more reading on it, which one, you know, takes out swirls and the other one's supposed to finish, or maybe reading owns me. I need to read. But let me know in the comments below, is it necessary to go through all 3? We lost a lot of light. I didn't realize there was like a daylight savings or something like that. It went an hour forward. We did get a little bit more daylight, but there's never enough daylight in the day, or maybe I just need to wake up earlier. So again, I apologize for the low lighting, but I'm gonna knock this out real quick, guys, and I'm gonna show you how it looks. Guys, I am so freaking pumped. I am so freaking excited for this car to be put back together with all the freshness going on. You can't really see it because 1, low lighting, 2, it's white, and 3, GoPro. Actually, I'm gonna switch over to my G7X. Somebody said the other day that I need to step up my game with the camera and stuff like that because GoPro loses quality when it's in the dark. That's true, yes, but I do have a G7X Mark II, or the newest one, and I don't want to use it because I fumble a lot, and this new GoPro has already taken a ton of beating, and you can only imagine how many times I'd drop this before it breaks. But I'm gonna switch over to this real quick and show you guys the quality of, I mean, it looks good to me. I'm not saying it's the most professional thing out there, but it looks a ton better than when we started. Show you guys here from the back. Wow. Looks wet, yeah? Is that what the term wet means? My goodness. Wipe that down right there a little bit. But wow, guys, this paint turned out freaking amazing. And let me show you guys. You can barely see that chip that was up here. Somewhere there. Right, exactly. And somewhere down here, you can't even tell. I mean, if you look at it, yeah, it's there, but you can't really tell. The freaking cut and polishing came out freaking amazing. This can obviously turn out a lot better if I really took like a whole day to sand the whole car down, a whole day to polish the car out. But I did the fender just to see how it'd turn out, and then I decided, you know what, while I'm at it, let's do the whole passenger side. If this thing will focus at all, there it is. Look at the fender. Imagine the whole car looking like that. So fire. So fire. Right, Mimo? No?